Today, hot topics. Auction preview. Abbott, plastic laminates, Wadi Al Shakab, the story, performances in Europe, commented highlights, Ellen Swan impression, most classic head sculpture, breeder trust auction.
I follow. Mountain high and river low, I follow. Take me to the bottom, drop me in low, wherever you.
Hello everybody, I'm Francesca Ragno.
And I'm Jeffrey Winterstein.
For Arabian Insider. So this is the third episode of Arabian Insider All Nations Cup 2017. We are here. Just behind us, the European Breeder Trust. Yesterday we had an amazing evening, right?
It was fantastic. 280 people on invitation of the European Breeders' Trust came to an auction to raise money for some local charities here in Aachen. 3 lots, 2 breedings through FAL regime, and also an embryo FAL regime a la Flamenca were sold for $278,000.
Yes.
Now, one of the main things is the embryo was first sold for $85,000 or 85,000 euros to Al Sakran Stud. He gave it back and was resold again.
Yes.
So it really was a generous night, and it was great for the community here and the Arabian community in Europe, and also for the Aachen community in general.
Yes, this was something very, very nice from Mr. Bassam. We all appreciate it so much, and it was unexpected also. I mean, the atmosphere was very nice, especially for that.
These horses work for a living, and they're coming out here and they're going to be sold tonight for some big dollars. We're going to have some fun. So let's bring the first horse out for you. You guys cheer them on, make them feel good. They're princesses, they're divas.
You just saw a preview for the European Select Sale, which will actually be tonight. 15 lots of some really high-value horses. We're really excited about it. It's going to be a very special evening.
Absolutely, yes. We are looking forward to see it. All the people are really excited for the auction, actually. They are waiting for that, and we also.
You know, Francesca, nothing is more important than the health of our horses, because a healthy and happy horse is a great show horse. And so the grooms and trainers are always looking to improve the horse's experience, whether they're traveling here at the show or back home in the stables.
Absolutely, yes. And the Arabian horse business is growing and is also improving, and is taking care every day more about the horses. Regarding that, I found a very nice factory in Italy that is called Abbott. They produce some very high quality made in Italy product called laminate plastic. With this laminate, you know, Jeffrey, I think it would be very interesting for our business to create a meal stable, because they can be personalized and with logo, with picture. Also, I mean, they could help in the comfort, in the temperature, in the climate of the stable. And beside that, I mean, our stand in our business could be very nice to use something like this. Don't you think so?
Yeah, that would be very interesting.
So I would like to ask you, as you are a manager, you live in Bahrain, so there the condition of the weather and the temperature are kind of different than here in Europe or in USA. If we would have a new material made in Italy, that is the plastic laminate, that could help and improve the comfort and the air conditioning of the stable, what do you think about that?
I think it'd be useful. I mean, if it's something that can be cleaned and maintained easily, it would be very, very useful. I'd be very interested in using that.
Malawi, we have a lot of horses, like 250 around there, but most of them live outside. So I think if a material could help them to build a shelter for them being in the shade in the summer when it's really hot, it would be a great thing.
The problem there is that we're close to the sea and there's a lot of salt in the air. So anything that is, you know, the natural materials, wood, metal, deteriorates and corrodes quickly. So something, a laminate, a plastic would be something that would be very useful and easier to clean.
Can you tell something about the situation in Iran?
For sure, it can be something interesting. It sounds very nice. You know, we have been a country that we imported so many Arabian horses, not only Arabian horses, but also jumping horses, thoroughbred racing horses. I guess in the last 2 years we imported more than 2,000 horses. So they needed new homes, and I think this material, which is, I think it's a high tech, so it can be something really nice in Iran. So the market in Iran is expanding. It's a really uprising country in this horses, and not only in the horses, we have a country with 80 million residents. So in my country, the people are very, very positive about the new stuff.
Okay.
You go to the houses, what is the last version of whatever, you can realize everybody has it. So for me, it can be really something interesting for the people. So I hope that it goes very well.
Thank you so much for your feedback. Thank you. Walid Al-Adadi with me from Saudi Arabia.
Saudi is a big market and also is a huge country that we have a lot of distance and a lot of cities, a lot of towns, and also huge number of horses owners if it will be for horses products. And we have also huge projects.
Wadi is one of the last Marwan son that Al Shakab have developed as stallions in the last 10 years. I was fortunate to have most of them standing with us in training and for breeding, and for sure we had a lot of success with this group of horses, and Wadi nevertheless is for sure an icon from all of them. He's very important to us as personally, I believe, as a farm. He's a horse that came from us. He was born at Michael Bayat Arabians, and then he came to us when he was just a baby. Years ago, in 2015, he went to Qatar for a small breeding season, and then we decided to show him in the international show in Doha, where he was his first show as a stallion. He was becoming from a junior to a stallion, and he was very good, and he won the championship in Qatar and beating several world champions, which was very, very amusing. And after that, a couple months later, he came back here, and because some issue he had since he was a baby, he felt sick, and he had to go through surgery. It was a really rough time. It was around Christmas. It was like, we knew that something was wrong with him since a few months, but we couldn't find really what was wrong with him. And so for us, we took care of him, and I was in the clinic with him for 5 days, and actually, you know, he had to have a really life-threatening surgery. And at one point, I remember, you know, we didn't know if he was going to make it or not. So I was there with him day and night, and it was kind of, you know, he's one of the horses that, you know, for a reason or another, they are attached to you, you know, they are a part of your life, you know. Beside the winning, we are people that we live day by day with the horses. We are 24 hours with the horses, and especially with this kind of animal, you get attached, and to all of them, especially when these bad things happens, you know, it's for sure it gets you really much more deep inside than with others. So for me, other than celebrating him as a stallion or as a producer, or if it's a world champion horse or, you know, world champion breeding stallion, it's like having with us every day, it's a gift, it's celebrating his life, and makes us all really happy.
So All Nations Cup is not only about halter, because during these days we also have competition on endurance, of the dressage. I mean, the show is very big. We talked in New York about performances in America and how to bring performances in Europe. So now we wanted to hear the European side, right?
Yes, and I'm really interested in this. As an American, performance is a huge part of the show scene in the United States, and it would be great for it to grow in Europe.
In America they have different showing of the horses. They have the Western Pleasure, they have the Hunters, but we don't have the same here in Europe. What do you think about bringing these categories to the shows here?
I think it's an excellent idea. You know, we need more use for these horses because we have so many, and apart from the showing and the odd riding class, there's very little use being made of them. You know, it would be great, I think.
Yeah, I think it's actually very, very important. I'm working really hard to work on this. I was just 3 weeks ago, we had the European Championship in riding in Austria, and I have to say the quality getting better and better every year. So we have a lot of riders, but we just need to offer them the competitions, and it looks like that we can organize next year in Wels show also a Western Pleasure competition, which would be really important to just to promote to the people that they see also Arabian horses ridden, and that they are such amazing riding horses as well. And so I think it's important to work on this, and for sure we have to do something and support the Arabian horse in riding as well.
My opinion is to not put the performance back in with the halter shows like we're seeing here in Aachen and Las Vegas. Not because I don't support, because I do, and we have our own performance horses in America and under saddle, different divisions. But with the breeding and the halter, like we're seeing in Aachen and Las Vegas, for instance, you're seeing the breeding community come together. And I think when you bring in more performance horses, the show gets longer, more and more things get cut shorter to fit things in, and we actually draw away from what we're really trying to promote, and that is the breeding horses.
I think it's a great idea, but I think a lot of people try to have sport during the competition of shows, and then sadly it's always start but never continue.
I'm a performance rider myself. I come from an English pleasure background, and for me I would love to see them come to the... Everybody needs to realize the versatility of our breed. Arabians are beautiful, but they're also amazing English pleasure horses, Western pleasure horses, hunter horses, and it would be really great to see it over here. It's just we need to make it happen, I guess.
So today, Francesca, was the females, the age females today in Aachen. It's what we all look forward to, those beautiful mares in the ring in Aachen.
Absolutely, yes. And you have to know that the highest score female was Anud Al Nasser, proudly bred and owned by Al Nasser stud, on the lead of Glenn Schock, and she was very, very, very nice. Who catch your eyes?
Well, you know, it was really a trio of Polish mares. You know, I'm a Polish guy. Expulsia, Galarida, and of course, Perfinka, who I saw as a foal, which I loved from the very beginning. So it's going to be a great mare championship, and I'm really looking forward to it.
after the mare, we had the stallion, and what a day we had. Very high score for us. We had a duo. I mean, the championship will be kind of interesting. The highest score of the day was Excalibur, proudly owned by Asa Kronstad. He had a point of 94.72. But Jeffrey?
It's really going to be pick your poison because Emerald J, I think it's as good as he's ever looked. He was fantastic with Frederick. 94.24 was his point. He's not much lower than Excalibur. In my opinion, that's going to be the championship, and I'm really looking forward to it.
The Only Shows Cup is one of the most researched appointments of the year. People from all over the world are coming here, and today you catch up with some Australian, right?
Mullowa is one of the premier Arabian breeding facilities in the world. Their horses go all over, they compete internationally, and we're able to catch up today with Ellen Swan, who's here on vacation, but supporting some of those Mullowa horses. So we're here with Ellen Swan of Mullowa Arabian Stud in Australia. This is your first time to Europe, isn't it?
Yes, yes it is.
So what are your impressions of Aachen, of seeing a European show? You've seen a lot of Australian shows, you've been with some world-class horses. What is it like to finally be here?
It's amazing to be in Aachen for the first time, blown away by the atmosphere and just the quality of horses. They're just beautiful and really, really enjoying it.
Now it's kind of exciting because you saw a Mullowa horse shown here, right? Venice MI?
Yeah, I was lucky enough to get to work with Venice. She was on my team in Australia, and so now she's with Al Mawad, and really great to see her show and do so well. She performed great, really happy.
And she looked really happy, and they're doing a good job with her?
Oh, definitely, definitely. So it's fantastic to come all the way over here and get to see her again. And
now you're going to go see there's still some other Mullowa horses too in Europe right now, correct?
Yeah, so I'm lucky enough to go around and see some of the farms while I'm here, and we'll get to see Vangelis MI. He's at Schuken's Training Center. So I'll go and visit him, and always...
Now he's still owned by Mullowa, correct?
Yes, yes he is. And he's got a show coming up in 2 weeks, yeah.
Oh, perfect.
And also Valentino's Angels here in Europe as well, so I'll get to see her, which is great, and see some of the Mullowa bred horses while I'm here.
She's at Privilege with Raphael Curti, yes?
Yes.
Okay, that's fantastic. Well, enjoy your stay here. I mean, we have fabulous weather, we have some great performances, and thanks for taking the time to talk to us.
Thanks so much, Jeff.
So we've got the European Breeders' Select auction starting in just an hour or so. I've got to go put on a tie. I'm going to be in the ring.
Of course, but I will lead you with Kim and Judy Norquist because they are the artists from the sculptor of the most classic head here in Aachen. So I hope you will enjoy it. We will see us later on at the auction. Really looking forward to be there.
Kim and I are here in Aachen to present this sculpture to the most classic head. And we're very excited. I mean, it's been a long journey, and Kim and I have been working together for years and working on life-size sculpture, and she does jewelry as well. And it's been a very exciting journey to travel all over the world.
We're very honored to be able to represent the most classic head with our sculpture, and it's wonderful to be able to travel throughout the world and meeting people from all walks of life that are enjoying the Arabian horse. We have sculptures all throughout the world, life-size to tabletop versions, and we're very excited to share that with you. Yeah, so it is really nice to be able to have the horses at home and to grow up with the horses and enjoy their spirit when they're relaxed and at home. So I think that's been very special. Take advice from each other and sort of see something from a different angle. So I think it works really, really well.
Well, and we're best friends. And so, you know, best friends, and we travel together, and it just works out wonderfully.